So in last part, we have already discussed the Indus River. Now we will discuss tributaries of Indus River. So first and foremost, we will discuss right bank tributaries of Indus River, and then we will move on to the left bank tributaries. When we are saying right bank tributaries, most of the right bank tributaries are very small stream or the streams from the glacier, but they are all located in a very strategic region besides the Aksai chain. So we will see all those rivers, and we will also see what are the other strategic issues which are involved in that, right? So when it comes to right bank tributaries of Indus River, there are importantly three rivers. One is Shyok River, another is Nubra, and third one is Hunza. So Hunza is not in Indian part, it is in Gilgit-Baltistan region of which is currently the Pakistan occupied Kashmir. So we will not discuss Hunza in much detail, but remember that Hunza is also the tributary of Indus River. Another tributaries are, there is one Gilgit River and Swat River. So Swat Valley is very famous and equally beautiful too. So now let us see the Shyok River. So Shyok River starts in Rimo Glacier. Now when we say Shyok River, let us locate first where is Shyok River. So this is Shyok River. If you can see that this Shyok River, it runs south first in southern direction and then takes a U-turn to flow in a northern direction. So you can very well trace the route of Shyok River, right? Now what are other important issues associated with Shyok River? So if you have been following Indo-China standoff which is currently going on, there is one Galwan River, and the current standoff is occurring in the valley of this Galwan River, right? This Galwan River is a tributary of Shyok River. So let me show you the map. You can see this is Aksai chain, and this is the line of actual control, and by the line of actual control you have this Galwan River, which ultimately meets the Shyok River, right? So this is one important part. So when it comes to Galwan River is named after one Tibetan traveler of Kashmiri origin. His name was Ghulam Rasul Galwan. Okay, so it is named after Ghulam Rasul Galwan, right? So remember this name. So he was a Tibetan traveler of Kashmiri origin, so Tibetan traveler or explorer, whatever you can call it. So after that person, this Galwan River is named, and this is the location of it, right? Now another important part which is related to Shyok River is that along the Shyok River runs a very strategic road of India along the China border. That is, we call it as DSDBO road. So DSDBO stands for Darbuk, Shyok, Daulat Beg Oldi. So this DBO, very strategic location when it comes to our line of actual control along the China border. So it is situated in extreme north, one of the coldest region we can say. You can see here Daulat Beg Oldi. So it is located somewhere here. It has one of the high one of the what we say high altitude airstrip. So that is very famous for DBO, right? Now this road I said, that is DSDBO road. That DSDBO road, it runs like this. it starts at Leh. Here somewhere is there Darbuk or whatever we say, and somewhere here there is a town of Shok. So it goes like this, and then it follows the route of Shok river up to the Daulat Beg Oldi. So that road is very important strategically because it gives us the access to the extreme northeast corner of the Ladakh region, right? So always remember that particular part. Now we have seen Galwan river, we have seen DSDBO road, we have seen Shok river. Now there is one more tributary, that is Nubra. So Nubra starts in or originates in Siachen Glacier. Now Nubra ultimately is a tributary of Shok river. So the point at which Nubra meets Shok is around Diskit. So there is a town of Diskit. At the town of Diskit, Nubra meets the Shok river. Now when we say Diskit, Diskit has a very famous monastery. It is also called as Diskit Monastery. So this Diskit Monastery is a 14th century monastery, and one more famous aspect of this is there is a statue of Maitreya Buddha. So if you have followed through past papers of UPSC, you must be knowing what this Maitreya Buddha is. So Maitreya Buddha is nothing but the Bodhisattva which is in the form of future Buddha. Fine. So this is about the Diskit town. So at the Diskit town, this Nubra river originates in Siachen Glacier, and at the Diskit town it meets the Shok river, and at the confluence of Nubra and Shok there is this Diskit monastery, and that is why it is important too, because it is one of the very significant monastery in that particular region of Ladakh, right? Having said that, now there is Nubra Valley. So Nubra Valley is mostly a desert like condition is there, and it is famous for its picturesque views and its desert conditions. So it is also home to, a natural home to rather, Bactrian camel. So what are Bactrian camel? So if you have seen Indian desert camel, so they have one hump, right? But when it comes to Bactrian camel, they have two humps like this, right? So this particular species of camel, you can find it in the region of Central Asia, that is Mongolia, and the surrounding region of Ladakh or Tibet. So in all these region you will find this Bactrian camel, right? So this was about the Nubra river. Now we have also seen that there are other tributaries too, that is Hunza, Gilgit and Swat. So we are not going into details of these river because they are in the Pak occupied Kashmir, and for our discussion, limiting our discussion to Nubra and Shok is enough for the syllabus purpose, right? Now here we have seen the right bank tributaries. So these are right bank tributaries. One we have seen Shok, another we have seen Nubra. So Shok originated in Rimo Glacier, Nubra in Siachen Glacier, and then there is another river, that is Galwan, which meets Shok at the very strategic location. So this is Galwan we have seen now, right? Now we'll move our discussion to the left bank tributaries of the Indus river. So when it comes to left bank tributaries, there is one very small river, that is the river of Zaskar, but after that all other rivers are major rivers such as Jhelum, Chenab, Ravi, Byas and Satluj. So we'll first see the Zaskar river. So Zaskar river, it originates in it has two streams earlier. One most famous stream of this Zaskar river is Doda. So this Doda river, it originates in Drang Drung glacier. So this is very important point. And this Doda, there is one more river, I'm not able to recall its name. They meet together and they form a river of Zaskar, right? One stream Doda, and Doda originates in Drangrung glacier. So that was about Zaskar river. One more important point is there, that Zaskar river flows by the town of Padur. That this town is, it is named after again one Bodhisattva, that is Padmasambhava. So not that important, but just because I had this particular fact, I have covered it here. Right now, from here we will move our discussion to the main rivers or the main left bank tributaries of the Indus. The first and foremost is Jhelum. So Jhelum is one of the river which is also mentioned in our ancient text, and in our ancient text its name is Vitatsa. Fine. So I guess this is mentioned in the Rig Veda. Now Jhelum originates in Verina glacier. Sorry, not Verina glacier, it is Verina spring. So that is the point of origin of Jhelum. So it is somewhere here near Srinagar. So if you go beyond Anantnag, there is this Verina glacier, right? So you can again trace the Jhelum river. So first Jhelum river flows through India and then takes a southern turn to flow through the Pakistan, right? Now Jhelum river is in turn is a tributary of Chenab river. Right? You can see it in this map again. Jhelum meets ultimately Chenab. So there is one more point, that is the lake, this particular lake, right? So there are two lakes around Srinagar. So one lake is Wooler Lake and another lake is Dal Lake. So Wooler Lake is directly fed by Jhelum river, and Wooler Lake is also, it is a tectonic lake. So these are two important points. Now when it comes to Dal Lake, it is said that in past it used to be fed by again the Jhelum river, but now it is no more fed by Jhelum river, but it is said that it is the Oxbow Lake of, which is formed because of Jhelum river. So that is about Dal Lake. So remember these two important facts, that Wooler Lake is a tectonic lake and is fed by Jhelum river, and another is Dal Lake. In past it used to be part of Jhelum channel, but now it is an Oxbow Lake of, which is formed by Jhelum river, right? So these are two important points. Now let us see what are the dams or other projects along the Jhelum river. So there is one Kishan Ganga project. So this Kishan Ganga is a smaller tributary of Jhelum river, and ultimately it is a part of Jhelum drainage basin, right? So this is one dam and hydroelectric project. Also it is one of the point of dispute between India and Pakistan. So dispute is regarding the sharing of water of Kishanganga river or the Jhelum river. Now there is one wildlife sanctuary, that is Lachipora Wildlife Sanctuary, and this Lachipora Wildlife Sanctuary, it is famous for a species called markhor or wild goat, right? So I hope you will remember this particular part, that by the Jhelum river there is this Lachipora Wildlife Sanctuary, and there is a specific species of markhor, or also called as wild goat, right? So this was about the Jhelum river. Now we will move on to the Chenab. So Chenab again has an ancient name. The ancient name of Chenab is Akiseni. Fine. So Chenab, it is made up of two streams. There is one stream, that is Chandra, and another is Bhaga. These two streams, they meet at the town of Tandi in Himachal Pradesh, and further they form the Chenab river. Fine. Now if you ever have been to Himachal Pradesh, or you are a trekking enthusiast, you must be knowing this Chandra Tal. So this Chandra river, it originates from this Chandra Tal, and this Chandra Tal is very famous for the trekking. That is in winter season it is completely frozen, and on that frozen part of the river and the lake, people go for a trek, right? So this was about Chandra Tal. This Chandra Tal is also on Ramsar list. Sorry. Fine. So we have seen that there is Chandra river, there is Bhaga river. They meet at the town of Tandi in Himachal Pradesh and collectively forms the river Chenab. Now this Bhaga river, it originates from Surya Lake. So on one side there is Chandra Tal, on another side there is Surya Tal or Surya Lake. Now let us see what biodiversity this biodiversity boasts along the Chenab river. But before that, we will trace the course of Chenab river. So this is Chenab river. This is somewhere in Himachal Pradesh. These are origin, as we have seen that there are two streams. One is Chandra, another is Bhaga. So you can very well trace these two streams. Now they meet here, and then further it flows through Kashmir. You can trace this, and then goes to Pakistan. So that is the route of Chenab river. Now along the Chenab river, if this is Chenab river, there is a town of Kishtwar in Jammu and Kashmir, and by the town of Kishtwar there is Kishtwar National Park. So in turn we can say that Chenab river forms the southern boundary of the Kishtwar National Park. So that is one more important point. Fine. So when it comes to Kishtwar National Park, we can also say that Kishtwar National Park is in the basin of Chenab river. So this is in the Chenab basin, right? So as in this in 2020 question paper, you might have seen that there was a question on river basin and the associated biodiversity regions, right? So there were wildlife sanctuaries and national parks, so we had to find out which were in the particular basin of the Kaveri river, right? Similarly, if you remember that Kishtawar is in Chenab basin, it may help us in any question in future. Fine. So that was about the Kishtawar National Park. Now let us see what are the other dams and projects along the Chenab river. So one most important project that is in Himachal Pradesh. It is not in Himachal Pradesh, it is in Jammu and Kashmir itself. So that is Salal Dam. So this is Salal Dam hydroelectric project as well. Another important project is Dalhasti, and third important is Baglihar Dam. So all these are somewhere or the other in news always. So remember these three projects, they are on the Chenab river. Now, so this was about the economic part related to Chenab river. Now let us see how culturally it is significant. So there is one Guru Ghantal monastery. So this monastery is in Himachal Pradesh, which is along the Chenab river. So this monastery, this particular monastery, it sits by the river Chenab. So that was all about the Chenab river. So in Chenab river we have seen the origin of Chenab river, that is Chandra and Bhaga lake. They meet at Tandi, and after that it flows from Himachal Pradesh to Kashmir and then finally in Pakistan. Now we also have seen the various multipurpose projects on the Chenab river, and we have also seen what are the biodiversity, that is Kishtawar National Park is in Chenab basin and Guru Ghantal monastery, which is in Himachal Pradesh by the river course of Chenab river. That was all about Chenab river. Now we will move to the river Ravi. So again, river Ravi has a ancient name, that is Iravati. Fine. Now river Ravi, it originates in the Pir Panjal range near Rohtang Pass. Fine. So this is in Kullu district. Now further through the course of this river cuts the Dhauladhar range. So this is important point from the geomorphic point of view. Now let us trace the Ravi river. You can see this is Ravi river, the point of origin. Now it flows like this in Jammu, and then it forms the border between India and Pakistan, and finally it empties in, goes in Pakistan, meets river Chenab at around Multan, near Multan rather, not at Multan. Now there are couple of things with Ravi river. We will see that. So as we have seen, it originates in Pir Panjal range, then and it cuts the Dhauladhar range as well. Fine. So there is on one side Lahore in Pakistan, on another side there is Amritsar in India, and in between these two towns or cities, this is river Ravi. Now you might have come across this reference in the modern India regarding the Lahore session in 1930 or 29. I am not very sure about the date of that, but if you have read Bipin Chandra, this is exact mentioning of the twin towns of Lahore and Amritsar and the river Ravi. Fine. So river Ravi, on one side there is town city of Amritsar, on another side there is city of Lahore in Pakistan. I hope this is clear. Now again there is very famous Ranjit Sagar Dam. This is in Pathankot, Punjab, right? So remember this particular point, that Ranjit Sagar Dam is on the river Ravi. Let us see where it is located. So Ranjit Sagar Dam must be somewhere here in this particular part, right, along the border, because Pathankot is along the border. So nearby Pathankot there is this Ranjit Sagar Dam. Fine. Now so this was all about river Ravi. We will move our attention to the river Beas. Now Beas originates in Beas Kund, that is in again Himachal Pradesh, right? Now let us see first how Beas flows. So this is Beas, originates here, and then Beas flows through Himachal Pradesh first, then through Punjab, and then further it forms a border along the Indo-Pakistan borders, and finally, just a minute, no sorry, I have marked it wrong. This is Ravi. Let me, this is Ravi and this is the stream Beas. So there is this important dam is there, water body, reservoir. We will see what that is. And this Beas finally meets Satluj. We will see what this point is. This is also a very important point in terms of biodiversity. So we will see what that point is. So this is the course of Beas river. So Beas river meets Satluj only in India. If you see other rivers, they flow through Pakistan first and then meets other river. Now Beas flows through Himachal Pradesh and Punjab. Fine. So let us complete our, okay. So about Beas, there is, it originates in Beas Kund in Himachal Pradesh. There is a town of Manali, I guess, along the Beas river, but I'll further confirm it. Right now I am not very sure regarding Manali. Yes, there is a town of Manali. Fine. Now regarding Beas, there is one more interesting fact from the current, that Beas is the only river in India, or the first river in India to get the Ramsar status. So this is point number 1. And Beas is the only river in India where you will find Indus dolphin. Right? So there is a small stretch of 10 to 15 kilometers in Beas river. So in that particular region you will find Indus dolphin. So this is where rare species. So generally we do not find this particular species anymore in India, and it is also, its habitat is limited to a particular section of Beas river. So it is not omnipresent in Beas river as well. So there is tiny island of, say there is town of Karamwali or something, and along that particular part only we will find Indus dolphins, right? So remember these two important point, and because of this Indus dolphins only, this river has received a status in the Ramsar list, right? So because there is a point, there is one criteria in Ramsar list. If a particular water body, if it supports a particular species, then it is granted the status in Ramsar list, right? So that was one point. We will also see a few more points in this Byas river. So as I have said that this is first river to get a Ramsar status and Indus dolphin. So we have left the name, ancient name. So if you go for the ancient name of Byas river, its name is Vipasha. Fine. So that is its ancient name. Now let us come to the dams. So when it comes to dams, there are two dams in Himachal Pradesh. One is Pong Dam, another is Pando Dam. Now when we have discussed Ravi river, on Ravi river we had Ranjit Sagar Dam. So this Ranjit Sagar is in Himachal Pradesh, Pong Dam is in Himachal Pradesh, and so the Pando Dam in Himachal Pradesh, right? Now this Pong Dam is again on Ramsar list because it supports the those birds from Siberia, those migrating birds from Siberia. It supports the population of those particular birds. So a lot of birds, they come to Pong Dam, they have their breeding grounds in Pong Dam, and that is why this Pong Dam is very famous as a bird seeing site as well. So there is Pong Dam Bird Sanctuary along the Pong Dam. Fine. So this was about Pong Dam, and finally, when we say biodiversity, it meets Harike wetland, or it forms Harike wetland with the Satluj river. So we will study that finally in the Satluj river as well. Now culturally speaking, in terms of culture, we have one Manikaran. It is on river Parvati, which is the tributary of Byas river. So Manikaran has hot springs, hot water spring rather. Fine. So this was about the Byas river. Now a lot of points have been like missed. I will once again summarize the biodiversity because I have missed a couple of points in for the biodiversity of Byas river. Now the very first point was first river on Ramsar site in India. This is point number 1. Another important point we discussed, that Indus river dolphin. So there is town of Karmawala village. Around this village we find Indus river dolphins in Byas river. So in all the 6 or 7 rivers which 6 rivers which flow through India, including Indus, this is the only small stretch where you will find Indus river dolphins. So nobody knows how this came to this particular part of Byas river, but you will not find these Indus river dolphins anywhere in India except this tiny stretch of 10 to 15 kilometers, right? So there are like a couple of wetlands. So Byas river itself is a wetland now, or on a Ramsar list. Now there is Keshopur wetland, along Beas River, and it is Asia's largest wetland. So this is one more important point. So this Keshavpur wetland is fed by Ravi and Beas, not just Beas. So that is point to be noted. Now, recently, gharials have been reintroduced here. Fine. So that is the if you have seen that gharials are very critical species for the ecosystem in India. So they used to have presence in almost all of the rivers in India, but now because of poaching, their habitations were shrinking, and there is Chambal National Park, which is for the gharial. There is one more in Uttar Pradesh, and similarly for the conservation purpose, now gharials have been reintroduced in this Beas River. Now there are two important species also, as we have discussed this. Besides Indus River dolphin, there is sambar and hog deer. So you will find this sambar and hog deer in and around this particular region. So these all were the important facts regarding Beas River. So I hope that was something you could find relevant for exam. Now we will move our discussion to the final river of the Indus Valley or Indus Basin, that is Satluj. So Satluj has one ancient name, that is Shutadri, not Shutudri, it is Shutadri, right? So Satluj originates around Mansarovar Lake, and that is around Mansarovar Lake there is this Rakastal. So Rakastal, it is said that earlier Satluj River used to originate from the Mansarovar Lake itself, but because of some tectonic changes, the origin point of Satluj River has changed, and now it originates near the Rakastal, and it originates in the catchment area of Rakastal. So this is important. If you see the catchment area of Rakastal, that feeds the Satluj River. Fine. Now Satluj River is, let us see Satluj River. So you can see this is Satluj River. These are twin lakes we have seen. One is on left, this is Rakastal. On right, this is Mansarovar Lake. Fine. So these are two lakes. Now, if you notice the complete Indus Basin, there are only two rivers in Indus Basin which originates in the region of Tibet, right? If that is Indus and Satluj. Barring these two, be it Chenab, Beas or Ravi and Jhelum. So other four rivers, they originate in India itself. Fine. So these two important points you must be noticing, that this is Indus and this is Satluj. These are the only two rivers which originate in Tibet region, barring these two, rest originate in the India only. Fine. So this is Satluj River. It originates in Tibet, then it crosses the border. It flows through Himachal Pradesh again. It has a few dams also, very significant dams. We will see what those significant dams are now. Then it flows through Punjab. So this is Punjab. at Harike, it forms a wetland with Byas River, and then finally it flows in Pakistan. So it meets Chenab River and finally Indus, so on and so forth. Fine. Now let us move further. That we have discussed where this Satluj originates, that is in the catchment area of Rakastal. Now let us see what are the famous dams along it. Right, the very first dam is Napta Jhakri Dam. This is in Himachal Pradesh. Now if you move further, there is one dam, that is Bhakra Dam. Bhakra Dam is in Himachal Pradesh, and its associated dam is Nangal Dam. So collectively we call this Bhakra Nangal project, right? So Nangal Dam is in Punjab. So Bhakra Dam alternately is also called as I guess Gobind Sagar. Okay. So these are two very important dams, that is Bhakra and Nangal. Always remember, Bhakra is in Himachal Pradesh and Nangal is in Punjab, right? Now one more important fact which is culturally important. Let us see how culturally important is Satluj River. So there is one monastery in Himachal Pradesh, that is Tashiang Monastery. So this Tashiang Monastery is along the river of Satluj. So this is point number 1. Now Satluj has very famous tributary, that is Spiti. So you must be knowing Spiti Valley. Spiti Valley is really one of the most beautiful places in India, that is Spiti Valley, formed by river Spiti. So in the Spiti Valley, by the river Spiti, there are two most important monasteries again. One is Tebo Monastery. So this Tebo Monastery is in Himachal Pradesh, and this had been a question in earlier papers, right? And another important monastery in Spiti Valley, that is K Monastery. So these are the cultural aspects in and around Satluj River. Now we will move on to biodiversity. So when it comes to biodiversity, there is one wetland, that is Ropar wetland. I guess this Ropar wetland is in Himachal Pradesh or Punjab, I'm not sure, so I'll confirm you on that. Fine. And the most famous wetland, that is Harike wetland. So Harike wetland is formed by the confluence. So there comes this Byas River, and this comes the Satluj River. So this is, from here it flows Satluj only. This particular portion, it forms a very long or big stretch of wetland. It is called as Harike Pattan wetland. So that is Harike Pattan wetland, right? So now Harike Pattan wetland is again very famous wetland in India, breeding ground of very many migratory species. So that is why it is very important as well. And this Harike Pattan wetland, it has been a question in 2014 paper, I guess. So on one side there were wetlands, and on the another side the confluence of river. So Harike Pattan wetland is on the confluence of Beas River and Satluj River. So this was about the river Satluj. So all these biodiversity issues we will discuss it in also in a separate lecture series, but just because they are relevant or related to these rivers, we are discussing from that point of view. So if and when this question comes that by this river which of the following famous places or anything is there, so we should be able to answer all those issues, right? So I hope with this discussion of Satluj River we have almost completed the discussion on the Indus Basin, right? So we'll finally we'll summarize it and we will see how much can we discuss further, right? So first and foremost, this is Indus River. What is the origin of Indus River? That is Hokarchu. So Indus River then flows in this Indian Strait and finally it moves on to the Pakistan, right? So that is about Indus River. Now Indus River has right bank tributaries, that is Shyok and Nubra. There is one more river, that is Hunza. In case of Shyok River originates in Rimo Glacier, Nubra in Siachen Glacier. Then the Shyok River is met by this Galwan River. There is DSDBO road we have seen, that is Darbuk, Shyok, Daulat Beg Oldi. So Daulat Beg Oldi is somewhere here again. So all these issues we discussed in this particular part. Then by Shyok River and the confluence of Shyok and Nubra, we have seen that there is the town of Diskit. In the town of Diskit there is a very famous monastery, that is Diskit Monastery, right? So that was about the right bank tributaries of Indus River. Now similarly there is Jaskar. This is Jaskar. So Jaskar originates from two streams. There is one very famous stream, that is Doda. So Doda originates in Drangdrung Glacier in the Himalayas, right? Now moving on to the Indus and its tributaries, left bank tributaries, there is most important tributary, that is Jhelum. So Jhelum originates in Virina Glacier near Anantnag. Then there is one there are two lakes around Jhelum River. One is Wular Lake, which is in the Jhelum River, that is the tectonic lake in the Jhelum River, and then there is Dal Lake, which is said to be the Oxbow Lake of Jhelum River. So this is the river Jhelum. Fine. Now there is tributary of Jhelum, that is Kishan Ganga, and there is Kishan Ganga hydroelectric project, which is the point of dispute between India and Pakistan. Now moving on from that, there is, we also have seen a Lachipura Wildlife Sanctuary. So Lachipura Wildlife Sanctuary is famous for Markhor or wild goat. Now from that we will move to Chenab River. So Chenab River has two streams initially, that is Chandra and Bhaga. So Chandra originates in Chandratal, it is a Ramsar site in Himachal Pradesh, and then there is Bhaga or Bhaga stream originates from Surya Lake, right? And then both of these meet in the town of Tandi in Himachal Pradesh, and finally from Himachal Pradesh it moves into Jammu and Kashmir, and from Jammu and Kashmir further it goes down to Pakistan. So that was about Chenab River. So Chenab it goes by the town of Kishtawar River, and Kishtawar National Park is in the basin of Chenab River. So that was about Chenab. So after that we discussed Beas. So that here there is Beas. So Beas originates in Beas Kund, right? So Beas is the first river in India to get the Ramsar status. That is point number one. Another point is there is Indus River dolphin. There are Indus River dolphins in the small stretch of Beas River, which is very important. Now after that we also have discussed some dams, that is Ranjit Sagar Dam on Beas River, right? So okay, fine. Now there is also town of Manali by the Beas River. So that was about a very short Beas River. Now after Beas, after Beas we have river Satluj. So Satluj again originates in the Tibet. So Satluj and Indus are the only two rivers which originate in Tibet. Rest of the rivers in Indus basin, they all originate in, or all major rivers, they originate in the Indian part itself. Now regarding Chenab river, we have like missed the dams in Chenab river. So there is Salal Dam, Dhalhasti and Baglihar project. Now we also have skipped one river, that is river Ravi. So I again mistakenly marked this Ravi river as Bias. So this is river Ravi, and river Ravi it originates in Pir Panjal Lake near Dauladar. So that was about river Ravi, and on the river Ravi there is a dam, that is Ranjit Sagar Dam, not on Bias. This is on river Ravi. Ranjit Sagar Dam is on river Ravi, which is near Pathankot. Now moving on to Bias. Bias originates in Bias Kund, again first river to have Ramsar site, Ramsar wetland status. There are two important dams, that is Pong Dam. Pong Dam is also called as Maharana Pratap Sagar and Pando. So these are important from the point of view of migratory birds. So Pong Dam has a status in La Ramsar list, and similarly the Bias river forms Harike wetlands with the on the confluence of river Satluj. Now moving on to Satluj, we have seen Satluj originates in the catchment area of Rakastal. From that it moves into Himachal Pradesh. When it enters Himachal Pradesh, it has a tributary of Spiti. In Spiti there is Tebo Monastery in Spiti Valley, so that is important culturally. When it comes to economic importance, there is Napta Jhakri Dam in Himachal Pradesh, Bhakra in Himachal Pradesh again, which is also called as Gobind Sagar, and Nangal in Punjab. And it finally forms the Harike wetlands with the confluence of Bias river. So that was all about the Indus basin, we can say. So we have tried to cover Indus basin in a very comprehensive way. I hope this was helpful, and in next lecture we will start with Ganga river or Ganga basin. So it will also be again 2-3 parts. So we will see how that goes. So for now, thank you. See you then.